Today we're tackling a topic that looks simple on the surface but can turn into a nightmare if you get it wrong: oil changes. That's right, something as routine as changing your oil can make or break your engine's lifespan. Stick around, because I'm going to break down the most common oil change mistakes people make, why they're so damaging, and how to avoid them. By the end of this video, you'll know how to keep your engine running smoother, longer, and without spending thousands on repairs. Let's dive in. First, let's set the stage. Oil is the lifeblood of your engine. Every moving part inside depends on it for lubrication, cooling, and protection. Skip an oil change or do it wrong, and you're basically starving your engine. That leads to wear, overheating, and eventually, total failure. But here's the good news. Avoiding these mistakes isn't complicated, you just need to know what they are. Mistake number 1. Skipping oil changes. The first and biggest mistake is skipping oil changes. I get it, life gets busy. 1 week turns into a month, and suddenly you're way past the interval your car recommends. But here's the truth. Clean oil is the cheapest insurance policy you can buy for your engine. Some manufacturers say you can go 7,500 to even 10,000 miles before a change. But after years of working on engines, I can tell you that pushing it that far is risky. Oil breaks down with heat, pressure, and contaminants. By 3,500 to 5,000 miles, it's already losing effectiveness. Stretch it too long, and sludge builds up, starving your engine of lubrication. So if you want to maximize engine life, stick to more frequent oil changes, even if your manual says otherwise. Remember, manufacturers want to sell new cars, not keep your old one alive forever. Mistake number 2. Over-tightening the drain plug. Another mistake I see all the time is over-tightening the drain plug. Some people think tighter is better, but that's not the case here. Cranking down too hard can strip the threads in your oil pan. Once that happens, you're not just changing oil. You're looking at an expensive repair or even a new oil pan. The drain plug just needs to be snug. Use a torque wrench if you have one, or tighten it until it stops and then give it about a quarter turn more. And don't forget the obvious. Always reinstall the plug before pouring in fresh oil. You'd be surprised how many people forget, and let's just say the cleanup isn't fun. Mistake number 3. Changing oil when the engine is cold. Changing oil when the engine is stone cold is another common mistake. Cold oil is thick and clings to engine parts, which means you don't get all of it out. That leaves old, dirty oil behind to contaminate the new oil you're adding. But here's the flip side. Draining oil when it's blazing hot is a great way to burn yourself. The sweet spot is letting the engine run for 3 to 5 minutes. That warms up the oil just enough to flow freely without being dangerously hot. Mistake number 4. Not changing the oil filter. Imagine taking a shower and then putting dirty clothes back on. That's exactly what you're doing when you replace oil but keep the old filter. The filter traps dirt, metal shavings, and carbon deposits that would otherwise circulate through your engine. If you don't change it, you're just pumping fresh oil through the same dirty filter. Always replace the filter with every oil change, and don't cut corners with cheap filters. A poor quality filter can collapse internally or fail to trap contaminants. Spend a couple extra dollars for a filter that's designed for your engine. Mistake number 5. Overfilling or underfilling oil. Too much oil can cause frothing when the crankshaft churns it into foam. That foam doesn't lubricate properly and can spike oil pressure, leading to leaks or damage. On the other hand, not enough oil means engine parts are scraping against each other without proper lubrication. Both are recipes for disaster. The fix? Always check your dipstick after an oil change. Make sure the level sits between the minimum and maximum marks. Right in the middle is perfect. Let's move to a pro tip that many people overlook: priming the oil filter. Before installing a new filter, fill it about 2/3 full with fresh oil. This helps oil circulate faster on startup, protecting the engine immediately. It's especially helpful if your engine uses a high-mounted filter that takes longer to fill once the car is running. Just be careful not to spill oil as you screw the filter on. And when you install it, hand tight is enough. You don't need to crank down with a wrench unless you're trying to make removal impossible next time. Now, let's clear up one of the biggest myths: any oil will do. That's flat out wrong. Every engine is designed for a specific oil type and viscosity. Using the wrong oil can mess with fuel economy, reduce performance, or even cause internal damage. You've probably seen numbers like 5W30 or 10W40 on oil bottles. That's the viscosity rating, and it matters. Check your owner's manual to find the exact oil your car needs, whether it's conventional, synthetic blend, or full synthetic. Using the wrong oil type can also void your warranty, so don't gamble here. Mistake number 6. Forgetting the oil cap. After you pour new oil in, always double check that the cap is back on tight. Forgetting it can cause oil to splash all over the engine bay, leading to smoke, odors, and a big mess. Worse, you'll lose oil quickly, and your engine could run dangerously low before you notice. Let's talk about oil change intervals for different driving styles. If you drive mostly highway miles at steady speeds, your oil lasts longer. But if you do lots of short trips, stop-and-go traffic, or live in extreme temperatures, your oil degrades faster. These are what mechanics call severe driving conditions, and they require shorter oil change intervals. Knowing your driving habits is key to choosing the right schedule. Mistake number 7. Ignoring leaks. If you see spots of oil under your car, don't just top off and forget about it. Leaks can come from a bad gasket, a worn-out seal, or even that over-tightened drain plug we talked about earlier. Leaving leaks unchecked can lead to oil starvation and catastrophic engine damage. Fix leaks as soon as you notice them. Mistake number 8. Forgetting to reset the oil change light. Many modern cars have an oil life monitoring system. After you change the oil, you need to reset that system, or it'll keep nagging you with warnings. Worse, if you forget, you won't know when the next change is really due. Check your manual for how to reset it. It usually involves pressing the ignition and holding a button sequence. Now let's cover safety mistakes. Too many DIYers crawl under the car without proper support. Never rely on just a jack. Always use jack stands on a level surface. Oil changes might seem routine, but safety always comes first. Recap. The most common oil change mistakes are skipping oil changes, over-tightening the drain plug, draining oil when it's cold, leaving the old filter in, overfilling or underfilling oil, forgetting to prime the filter, using the wrong type of oil, leaving off the oil cap, ignoring leaks, and not resetting the oil change light. Each one might seem small, but together they can destroy an engine if ignored. Oil changes are simple, but they need to be done right. Treat them as more than just a chore. Think of them as an investment in your car's future. A few extra minutes of care now can save you thousands later. Have you ever made one of these oil change mistakes, or seen someone else make one? Share your story in the comments. It might help another driver avoid the same problem. And if you found this video useful, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss future tips. I bring you honest automotive advice to help you get the most out of your car without breaking the bank. Thanks for watching, keep your engines healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.